Ever wonder how an entire office building with hundreds of computers gets online without it just being a complete and utter mess? Well, it's not magic. It's actually a really cool story of evolution, a journey from a loud, chaotic shout to a quiet, efficient whisper. Today, we're talking about the unsung heroes of your network, hubs and switches.
Welcome to Super Courseva. Unlock the secrets of the internet and master computer networking. Let's dive in.
Okay, so let's start with a really basic problem. Picture it. You've got a room and it's full of computers, 50 of them. Connecting two computers is simple, right? You just run a single cable between them. But how in the world do you connect all 50 of them together?
Because, let's be real, if you tried to connect every single computer to every other computer, you'd end up with the spaghetti monster of cables that would be an absolute nightmare. No, clearly that's not the answer. We need a central device, a much better way to get everyone connected.
And for a long time, the very first answer to this connectivity problem was a simple little box called a network hub. This was our first real attempt at creating an organized, connected office.
So what is a hub? Well, in tech speak, it's a layer 1 device. But what that really means is that it operates on the most basic physical level of the network. It doesn't think. It makes zero decisions. All it does is take an electrical signal that comes in one port and repeat it out of all the other ports. That's it. It's simple, and, as we're about to see, kind of dumb.
So here's how that plays out. Let's say computer A wants to send a message. That message goes to the hub. The hub receives it, and then, well, it just shouts. It copies that message and blasts it out of every single port, sending it to every single computer connected to it, whether they were the intended recipient or not.
That's the perfect analogy, isn't it? It's incredibly loud, it's super inefficient, and for most of the computers on the network, it's just noise. And think about the privacy, or, the complete lack of it. Anyone connected to that hub can overhear every single conversation. Not exactly ideal for sending sensitive information.
And this whole shouting method leads us directly to the hub's biggest, most crippling weakness. We're talking about the problem of collisions.
So let's go back to that loud, crowded party. What do you think happens when two people with megaphones try to shout something at the exact same moment?
You guessed it, total chaos. The signals literally crash into each other on the wire. All that data gets corrupted, it's completely lost. It's the digital version of two people talking right over each other. You can't understand what either one of them said.
And this brings us to a really key technical term, the collision domain. You see, with a hub, because everyone is sharing that exact same party line, the entire network is just one giant collision domain. Any two devices can cause a collision at any time.
And the result of a collision is just frustrating. First, the data is destroyed. Then, both computers have to just stop what they're doing. They wait a random, tiny amount of time, and then they try to send their message again, just hoping that another collision doesn't happen. The more devices you add to the hub, the more collisions you get, and the whole network just grinds to a painfully slow crawl.
But of course, the story doesn't end there. A hero arrived to clean up this messy, loud party. It was time for a much smarter approach. The network switch.
Now, right away, a switch is different. It's a layer 2 device. That means it's smarter. It doesn't just see a jumble of electrical signals like a hub does, it can actually read the data inside the message, and most importantly, it can read the destination address.
And this is the absolute game changer. When a switch gets a message from computer A that's intended for computer B, it reads that address. Then it opens a direct, private communication channel only between those two devices. Nobody else on the network even knows that conversation is happening.
Exactly. We've gone from a loud, chaotic party to an old-school telephone operator. The switch connects you directly and privately to the person you want to talk to. This means dozens of different conversations can all be happening at the exact same time with zero interference. It's brilliant.
And the benefit is just massive and immediate. By creating all these tiny private lines, the switch basically eliminates collisions altogether. That one giant collision domain from the hub, it's now broken up into a bunch of individual paths, so there's nothing to collide with.
So, let's put them side by side for the final showdown. This should really lock in the differences between these two devices.
It really all boils down to this, doesn't it? The hub is a dumb layer 1 repeater that just shouts at everyone. The switch, on the other hand, is a smart layer 2 director that sets up private phone calls. It's the difference between chaos and order, and it's exactly why hubs are now basically museum pieces, while switches run virtually every single network we use today.
So why does any of this matter to you?
Well, because this simple but brilliant evolution, from shouting to whispering, is what allows you to stream a 4K movie, play an online game, and join a work video call all at the same time from the same network without everything grinding to a halt. It is a fundamental building block of the digital world we all take for granted.
So we went from a public shout to a private call. It really makes you wonder, what's going to be the next huge leap forward in how our devices talk to each other? What comes after the private call? Definitely something to think about.